I think it's very positive. As you see, I mean, this whole thing took all night. You can imagine the four leaders. I don't think we've seen this anywhere before, being stuck in a room for about 14 hours, right until the early hours of this morning. I think this is very supportive, very positive. President Putin came out with the first press conference. The details are sort of coming out. It still looks as though we need some sort of agreement on the demarcation line, and that seems to be the case in eastern Ukraine, and reason why fighting is still going on very heavily in eastern Ukraine, and why that human suffering just needs to stop now.
First, at least as of right this minute, we don't know the details of the agreement, including the territorial side of it, and whether Putin has achieved most of his territorial ambitions in eastern Ukraine. In other words, that the deal is concessionary to him or not. So we have to find out how good or bad this deal is.
And we should say Angela Merkel did say it wasn't all we wished for.
Right. But secondly, it would be surprising to me if this is the last we see of Russian adventurism relative to the Baltics, relative to other areas that Putin has his eye on. And the point that I tried to make was, I think a lot of people misunderstand, number one, how much damage in economic and financial terms already has been done to the Russian economy by a combination, excuse me, of the sanctions and the capital markets themselves turning against Russia. And number two, how profoundly weak Russia is to begin with.
We don't have 17 yet, obviously, but listen, this is the travel market on a global basis. It's a $1.3 trillion business. We've done just over $50 billion in bookings. We're less than 5% of the total industry, and we think there's plenty of growth ahead of us, and we think that consumers love different brands. They love comparison shopping. So one way to grow, an effective way to grow, has been to add to our brand stable.